But you got to ask yourself, what is it about these times that people are questioning the truth, or you hear about there's a great awakening going on, or maybe it's more accurate to say a re-awakening to your true self, or a remembering of all of your bit parts that you might have lost along the way due to the cycles of time that we go through. Isn't it? It's like you give your power away to something external to you, you'll eventually see that it wasn't a good idea. You'll probably leave you destitute, because you should be relying on your own God-given power. That's why we're here, to kind of stand as a self-contained unit of that divine energy with an eternal spring of living water that when we fill our own cups up, we can give to others. And it definitely feels like the ether is more potent since like 2012, when it really started ramping up. I noticed it in 2011, but the tide of the ether was coming back in around that time, and it's kind of gotten more exponentially more prevalent in our lives, and that is very much connected to the ethereal component within us, that spiritual dimension of us, and our soul as well, and our thoughts. You know, we manifest our thoughts, and before we manifest anything, it is an idea, isn't it, before it becomes into form. And in the ideas realm, you could say that's part of the ether too. And the ether is basically the backdrop to all of the elements that we operate with in the physical plane, or the so-called physical plane. But by calling it physical, like this is just the physical plane, which is kind of how science wants us to see it. Like it almost is. It creates an enclosed kind of system, doesn't it, when we separate all these different kind of planes or dimensions of existence. Like the spiritual realm is separate from the physical realm, when it's all kind of one system of things. So it's good to see it as an all-encompassing kind of multi-dimensional way of being. Physicality is a projected reflection of what goes on within our spiritual kind of life. It's the unseen part of us that houses our thoughts, our feelings. It's where we go to when we dream at night, or the astral planes. That's kind of within the ether. The world of ideas, our imagination, our meridian system of the light chi force that courses through it, and is also it. That's why things like acupuncture, that EFT tapping, feng shui when you're moving objects around your house to create more of a better flow of energy. So when I talk about spirituality, it is more to do with the cultivation of the quality of our light chi force energy that makes us up on that level of self before we perceive it as the physical reality. I mean, you can't see an idea, can you? But we manifest ideas all the time by our actions when we think about doing something, or when we plan to make something. We make things happen, don't we? Like building something or creating art that exists as an idea before you put it on paper.